In today's video, we are going to be speaking about 4 EV stocks that could have some crazy moves next week. What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and I hope you're all having a good day. To all of my American followers out there, happy MLK Day. Hopefully it has been good for you. So another day of the markets being closed kind of gives people a moment to sit back and kind of take in everything that's happened over the last week or 2 weeks. Because let's be real, guys, this year has been pretty insane for the EV stocks. It was a little bit slow at the start, but things have got pretty crazy. Just for example, I have Chargepoint up here, and from the 27th of December, they are up 48%. Now, if we look at the likes of Tesla, we can see a little bit more sideways movement. If you look at Mullen, things have gone absolutely insane in both directions. And similar enough stories with Lucid here, from the 6s all the way up to the 850s in a matter of a week or so. There really is some insane things happening, and that is what I want to cover in today's video and give you guys some ideas for next week, because I think there's going to be a lot of short-term trades and hopefully some long-term buying opportunities in some of our favorite stocks as well. But really quickly, my friends, could I ask you to hit that juicy like button nice and early? It helps your boy out. I would appreciate it. And if you end up enjoying today's video, subscribe for more content, because why not, baby? So to set the scene, okay, we're going to go through this very briefly, but Tesla's price cuts accelerate the EV market's first real recession stress test. So if you're not aware, lately, the latest round of discounts on Tesla models range from 6 to 20% for Model 3, Model Y, and various performance models sold in the US and Europe. The new sticker price came after the EV leader lowered its prices in Chinese market by 13 to 24%, including recent incentives earlier in January. Now, the reason for this is to take advantage of the IRA tax credits. If not, then these vehicles would not have qualified for them. So that is why it's being done. But yes, this is going to shake the markets up going into next week, in my opinion. If we take a look just here on the side of the screen at what happened at the end of last week, Mullen had a big red day, Lucid had a little red day, Chargepoint had a nice day. If I get up Tesla for you as well, you can see that not too much had happened. They were just down about 1% or so on the day, I believe. But there were some considerable moves in there, and the bigger names that we follow on this channel. And I don't think we've seen the end of it yet. The last week has been good. There's been a lot of EV strength in general. So I do think this kind of news is going to have a bit more backlash relatively soon. That is why we need to keep an eye on all of these stocks. Those price cuts are huge. They are going to completely change Tesla's margins. Some analysts are happy about it. You see, one person was very sad, assigned an $89 price target, but then others did come out and reiterate their thoughts and gave, higher price targets again. Now, it's a shame that this news came out right after Tesla just about hit $100 and it just rebounded about 20%. And now it stayed relatively stagnant. There was a gap made down. It's been filled in. I don't think we're going to see a small week from Tesla next week. I'll put it that way. I expect a big move to happen. Now, the second one I want to speak about, my friends, is Chargepoint. Okay, and I want to speak about Chargepoint because since recent bottoms on the 27th of December, they are up pretty much 50%. But even from here, even from the 6th of January, they're up 36%. They're up about 30% on the week. They have been going absolutely insane for a couple of reasons. One, I think a lot more people are just trying to diversify and get involved to an extent in these charging plays. And a lot of people, like myself, think that Chargepoint is the best option there in comparison to your Blinksy or EV Goes. One big piece of news we got less than 2 weeks ago, Mercedes-Benz partners with Chargepoint for North American charging network. These were already working together, but this is just more money, more partnerships, more charging ports, more customers, more incentives for people to use Chargepoint. It was very good. And then towards the end of last week, we got Chargepoint is called an EV stock standout by Oppenheimer. And now this was a very nice one. You see the 12th of January here when it came out. Boom, they shot up on the day a fair few percentage points, and they are looking awesome. And part of that reason is they came out with a price target of $26 a share with operating margins in focus. Now, I will tell you that I don't think Chargepoint has the best margins by any way of the imagination. Now, I do think that they will by 2025 potentially, but not right now. So I was surprised why that's the focal point, but still $26 a share. And I covered that in a full video, and I said before we were all the way up here, what I really did want to see was us break above $11.20, $11.30 a share and stay above there. And so I got nervous on Friday because look what happened. We broke up above them and we actually came back below them again. I remember this happening here, but they finished today extraordinarily strong, and they have stayed right up there, you know. So I'm quite happy with where Chargepoint is right now. This is a price point where I still think they are a very good long-term buy. It's pretty much exactly where I bought them around this time last year. We went through all of this movement with no changes, so I am watching them very closely. I was very, very heavily considering buying down here. Obviously now, in retrospect, I wish I did get my 50-ish% gain in a matter of no times, but you live and you learn, and Chargepoint is a truly volatile stock. But the more we get things like this with $26 price targets on them, the more we can expect them to keep making moves like this. So that's Chargepoint. Watch them closely next week, because I have often seen these guys, you know, off the back of a really good week, have a second really good week over a really poor week. So we can expect some craziness, in my personal opinion. Okay, next up, very briefly, we're just going to speak about Mullen, because I've spoke about them quite a lot, and there's no real new news since I made my last video on them. But you got to be watching these guys next week. Look at that candle, man. 36 cents a share. 4-hour lows of 25 cents a share, closing at 31 cents a share. Woo! And that wasn't even on huge volume. That was on lower than average volume. Maybe that's part of the reason it actually happened, okay? But with Mullen, the main thing obviously that happened was their Form 10K came out, so we got a lot of interest, a lot of updates on Mullen, but also we knew most of what was in there, and it was only up until September 30th, so a lot of the actual good things that happened over the last few months weren't included. But I digress. What has happened with them over the last month or so? They've increased social media attention, and they increased it absolutely hugely. They have been trending on StockTwits. They're in the top 10 on StockTwits many a time. You're seeing more and more analysts cover them, and again, I just thought it was astonishing when this happened at the opening bell a few days ago. The short borrow fee for MULN Stock hit 32.1%. The peak of it was 742%. This is what really made me start looking at them, and really start looking at them as a potential short squeeze. Now, again, from recent lows, they already have peaked out up over 165%, but keep in mind they are down absolutely massively. To me, Mullen is nothing more than a short squeeze stock. I know a lot of people have long-term interest in them, and again, I made a video going through their 10K. I'm trying to keep up to date with the actual fundamentals of the business, and yep, if their solid state comes to fruition, the people who held long are going to make a awful lot of money. But for me personally right now, I'm just watching it as an observer, as somebody following along with the squeeze. But you gotta keep your eyes on this stock. Again, one that moves that much. Like, look, if you were to show out to them right there on the day, there was 28% made at the peaks of it, and still 14% at the close. They're going insane. And look, the last stock we're going to speak about just really briefly is Lucid Motors, because again, I don't think we saw enough movement in them last week. Look, again, they've done well since the 6th of January, going from $6.10 a share, peaking at $8.50, currently sitting at $8.10ish. They topped their guidance with 7,180 vehicles produced in 2022. Now, this guidance was brought down numerous times over the last year, from I believe 20,000 or so at the start. So the fact we bet guidance is good, of course, but it's still not as good as, you know, if that was the first headline you ever read about Lucid. But the reason we got to watch these guys is, look, they have been in a serious downtrend for so long, and now we finally kind of made a little bit more of an upward movement. So what I would say is, if we could see, you know, a slightly higher low being made, maybe they pull back towards the 750 mark and then another up leg, I think there could be a nice 10-20% trade there quite quickly, even without news. But that's what we got to watch with Lucid right now. We got to see the price action on Monday in particular. And again, I would really like to see them stay above $7 if there is to be a pullback. That still represents a more than 10% drop, by the way. Lucid is very volatile right now. But anyway, my friends, there is 4 juicy EV stocks to keep your eyes on this week, because I think we are going to see some seriously big moves happening. If you watch this video all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend, and I really do appreciate you being here. From the bottom of my heart, your support means the world to me. And again, if you did enjoy, all I do is ask that you hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Anyway, my friends, I'm going to see you for another video very soon. Peace.